Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the Looks Like On podcast. So I screwed up something here. The microphone that I gave Jack actually died, like soon after we turned it on, and I didn't even notice. So you'll hear my voice louder than his. Luckily, he speaks really clearly. I mean, of course, he's a pro, so you can still hear him, thankfully. But you will hear my voice kind of loud and speaking too fast because I was kind of nervous. But yeah, anyways. Check out Jack Nguyen. He's performing regularly in Saigon, and I'm sure pretty soon abroad. I'll just do like a quick intro and then we'll let's start talking. This is a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, so what's up, guys? Welcome to the Looks Like On podcast. I'm here with Jack Nguyen. Just came back from Thailand. What's up, bro?
Entering conversation mode.
I'm still waiting for our beers. Oh, which beer did you get?
I got like a amber mojito, which
A mojito.
I like mojitos, but I don't know what this one is. It just looks like Coke.
Maybe it's like a brown sugar mojito or something?
Maybe. It smells good though.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Salute.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, I have like a whole bunch of questions for you.
Hold on.
I don't know where to start. There's so many.
Oh my god, this is good.
It's good? Good.
Yeah.
I think first I'll ask you you just came back from Thailand.
Yes.
What were you doing there?
So I was serving as a resident comedian at a comedy club called Comedy Joint Khao San. So it's right on Khao San Road where it's like that really big touristy road.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Bui Vinh
Right.
in Vietnam, yeah. Except it's like totally crazier.
It's crazier than Bui Vinh? What was crazier about it?
Well, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that like we don't do here. Maybe because it's not legal or something that you just find there. People just noisier. There's a lot more people.
More people.
And the clubs go even harder. They just, like it's a lot of noise. But it's been fun because I heard the club owner. He told me that there would be somewhere around like 60 to like 80,000 people walking through that street per day.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of people.
So yeah, and also part of my work too was flyering, like trying to get those of those 60,000 people to like come. I was just like,
How did that go?
It was fun. I had to get really creative to get more people. I had to learn how to like talk like an auctioneer. Like stand-up comedy in English tonight. We have stand-up comedy in English tonight, 8:30 tonight. Every night, my mouth is moving faster than my brain. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So about how many people did you get to come in?
It depends on some nights, but normally like 4 to 6 people.
That's not bad, right?
That's not, but yeah. And then there's like other people that came elsewhere.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, this goes back to I want to ask you, how did you even get into stand-up?
So I got into stand-up because a social media influencer told me to.
Is he Vietnamese?
No. She was from Miami.
Oh, I want to live there.
What?
I want to live there.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty nice out there. I mean, she because I learned English. A big part of my how I spoke English was like through listening to like rap, and particularly I listened to a lot of Cardi B. So like there was a time where my voice kind of permanently sounded like this, and it was very genuine. It was very genuine, and then it shifted the more I talked to other people that after I joined comedy. But before that, I have no contact with a foreigner ever. I was just in my little Vietnamese bubble, just in the internet, having a Cardi B accent. And then this, she Geisha 305. That's her name. She stumbled upon my video sometime. I've also been following her for a while, and she's like, "You're funny. Just hop on my live stream." And then we talked, and she's like, "You should do stand-up comedy."
Damn. She's in Miami right now?
I think so. Yeah.
Damn. I think you would like Miami because the temperature is like the same as here, basically, but everybody speaks Spanish.
Everybody speaks Spanish?
Yeah,
Nice.
everybody's Latino. Yeah, my family is also Latino too. Yeah. What are some challenging things that you experience as a Vietnamese comedian?
As a Vietnamese comedian, well, I guess the thing is just, I wouldn't say it's a challenge necessarily, but it's just we're a very new young scene.
Yeah.
So while Vietnamese stand-up has been like on the rise lately, like Vietnamese language stand-up, obviously, but in English it's still like very much a niche. So I guess the thing is like we're not like other scenes where like we have a dedicated club yet. We don't have a lot of opportunities for stage time, and I guess like the furthest you could progress as a comic here is like to open for a bigger comic who's like stopping by Vietnam.
That's how I first saw you
Yeah.
at the show with the Palestinian lady.
Oh, Imana Husseini.
Yeah.
Love her. Love
That was
her.
cool. And you're doing like the Dance for Jesus. That was sick. That's awesome. How has the comedy scene changed since you started here?
Well, I've been in the scene for like 4.5 years. I first came in when I was like 17. Say there was a lot of change, honestly, like from the original lineup of comedians to what we have today. It's come a long way, because COVID that kind of wiped out most expats who were living here.
Yeah.
Took a lot of my friends away from me.
Like they moved, right?
They moved because the whole situation with visas and everything got very complicated.
True.
So yeah, and only very few remain. And now we do have fresh blood, which is good.
Cool. I was here during COVID too. That fucking sucked.
It really did.
So now you've performed in Vietnam and in Thailand, right?
Yes, in Vietnam and Thailand. So my trip to Thailand recently was my first time leaving my country ever.
Whoa.
It was a trip. It was like so eye-opening for me.
Wait, how old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I've spent 21 years in Saigon, and just honestly, I'm like one of those people who never left their hometown. I'm just lucky because my hometown is big. But if it were just like a regular town, I would have just not left. And I'm lucky to to be in a cosmopolitan city though, so at least I have some contact with the outside world.
Like, how did you get in contact with those people in Thailand?
So Lex Morales, he's the runner of the club that I was at. I actually met him 2.5 years or something ago, before he started the club. And we were on tour to do a show in Dalat. That was like one of my first 30 minutes.
Damn.
We went on a night bus together, but we arrived 6 hours before check-in. So we just pulled up at a cafe and started talking for like 6 hours, podcasting style.
Cool. Nice.
So yeah, but that was really fun, and that's how we got to know each other.
30 minutes is a long time for comedy, right?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, well, not a long time if you're enjoying it. But yeah, if you're not, that's like 3,000 minutes.
Do you also do Kill Soma?
I do Kiss on.
Dude.
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't gone to watch yet, but I watch Kill Tony like every day.
Kill Tony's good. I know Kill Soma is inspired from Kill Tony, but oddly enough, I haven't. I feel like I should check out Kill Tony now.
You should. I think you would like it a lot.
Yeah.
Do you incorporate Vietnamese culture into your comedy?
What Vietnamese culture in my comedy? I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily a lot. I talk about my personal experiences with family sometimes.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, it's we don't have a lot of things that like I guess I could exploit for comedy. Maybe I could make it a challenge for myself and like make more of something like that. But personally myself, I had like I would say kind of an unusual upbringing. So like I don't relate to most parts of Vietnamese culture, but I also don't feel like making fun of it either. But yeah.
What was different about your upbringing?
Well, because my grandma, she was the one who was taking care of me, not my parents. Because my parents were just like, I don't know what it is they do, but yeah, but she's very like American crazy. She's like everything American. So like I was actually brought up on like burgers.
Oh shit.
Because she would just make burgers so much and mashed potatoes, and that's actually the thing that I grew up on. Even though I was like born and raised in Vietnam, and I've never left. And I watched a lot of like Disney Channel, like American television, and so whatever channels that we have in Vietnam. And yeah, I don't know. So that's why. It was weird. I also spoke English before Vietnamese, so everyone kind of assumes that I'm Vietnamese American or that I went to international school. Well, I mean, I did, but I spoke English before that.
Yeah.
Also, we could only afford it for the first few years, so I just went back to public school for most of my education.
Did your grandma teach you, or you taught yourself?
No, like English.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. It was just purely through exposure, and I have this other grandma who I make this joke about because she has a white sugar daddy, and he taught me when I was very young.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sick. Something random just came to mind. Like, I know, like in Vietnam, you can't really talk about, I guess, everything you want, right? Like, what are the limits here?
The limits here are basically just like political stuff,
Right.
Which also like that doesn't really bother me or anything because like I don't talk about that a whole lot. Yeah, because
That's good.
I would say it's just more like maybe I can comment on something that's happening in the world, but I think I don't know enough about it, and it's okay to not. It's okay to not say something about what what I don't know about.
True.
And yeah.
Like, and some important person died recently from the government, right?
Yes.
And like after he died, I saw like many more police outside than normal.
I guess so. I've only been back for 2 days, but I gotta keep an eye.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe he died while you were away, right?
Yeah. When I was away, so I had nothing to do with it.
Right. I think. But yeah, like, after he died, there was like so much more police than there normally is. And my friend said it's because they were afraid that there's like some Viet Q people trying to influence the youth here with like anti-communist viewpoints or something.
I mean,
I didn't know it was such a big deal.
yeah, I don't know. It's not that big of a thing in our generation right now. Like, I know it was probably like a big pain point for people, from before, but now it's just like we're just gonna work it out, whatever mode we are on. Like however things are done, we're just gonna figure out how to do what we do. When things are done like that.
Like in my hometown, there's many Vietnamese, I guess like Viet Q. I'm from Virginia, USA, and so they don't like use the Vietnamese flag of today. They use like an old one, like this yellow one.
Yeah. Some people do that. Can't do that here. But,
Can't do that here. Nah, no way.
But I do think it's like personally, it's just like a conversation that I'm kind of moving on from.
True. That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I
was gonna ask you, like, what is your back to comedy? Like, what is your writing process like? But you said when you talk about your own personal experiences and stuff. Is there a favorite thing you would like to make jokes about?
Favorite thing I like to make jokes about. Well, honestly, just like the comedian thing to do is just like making jokes about things that are personally affecting them, right? So for me, it would be a lot about like wage treatment and stuff here.
You mentioned the bacon, the sides of
Yeah.
You could pay, was it $35K, right?
It was $35,000 per hour, and I'm just like, No, I get it. Maybe this is our fault for like fucking too much and having too big of a workforce. But I don't know. I just feel like it's hard sometimes when you're like, you have the qualifications for this.
Yeah.
But you also happen to know someone is also being like having the same qualifications, getting paid a lot more. Now I want everyone to be in their bag. So I'm not saying I want other people to be paid as little as me. I just want to get in on that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. And for everybody listening, like 35,000 is how much in US dollars? Like $1.50?
Yeah, like $1.50. No, not even. It's like $1.30 something cents.
$1.30 per hour. Bacon, a side of bacon.
So yeah.
But what about with comedy? Like, how is that going? Like salary wise?
Well, I had a good month in Bangkok. Honestly.
Nice.
That was my first time going like full time, and it, I would say it supports me. Like it supported me in that month, and if I could keep pushing, hopefully it could comfortably support me. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work towards, like long term.
Yeah.
Long term first, and then the comfortability later.
Like, what is your ideal career look like? I mean, you're on the way right now.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want it to grow into?
Well, because I'm actually pursuing two things right now. I'm pursuing stand-up comedy. Yeah, I'm just talking in arts. I have stand-up comedy and musical theater.
Nice.
So I do want to like stick with the both of them, and use each other to like kind of bolster each other. Like I want, because I always felt like the edge that I had in my comedy was that I was a little bit more theatric. So I would act things out more, and I would enunciate and press on stuff. Yeah, and I think that helped me a lot. And musical theater, I just love doing because I also like singing.
Cool.
And yeah, and it allows me to do that. It's like very much, it requires you to be a triple threat.
Yeah.
I'm not super good at dancing, but I'm slowly like getting into it, and like I like it. So I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's a very hard art form to just kind of like get into and practice, but it's very fun. Yeah.
Like, is your goal to like combine both comedy and musical theater into one thing, or do them each separately?
I could do them each separately, but the skills are always transferable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an ambition of mine. That's all. Because I also like doing. Ultimately, I see myself doing still stand-up, but also producing more mixed medium shows. Because right now I'm in a collective that we sort of do that already. So we create like mixed medium shows where like it's one consistent show with a consistent storyline, but it's like but there's humor introduced in different elements versus like think of kind of like poems and then songs and then dialogue, but also stand up in the same sort of show. And we produce like about like if I'm not wrong, I think like 5 of these shows. Yeah.
So what does your family think about you doing comedy and musical theater?
Well, my dad he always wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen for him. So
why not?
He was just like, his family wasn't approval. And so he kind of almost wanted me to be an actor. So he put me into acting class. I hated it at first. And then later on I liked it. And then I started doing musical theater in English. And then, I felt like that was my craft. Cool. And then I got a scholarship for that.
Damn.
So that was fun. So the U.S. government has this program where it's like they would pay you to, not pay you, but like just give you like a free 2-week program to study musical theater as like some sort of cultural exchange program. So I got in on that opportunity June. So and that's been really fun.
Nice.
so yeah, like and my parents are they're very happy about it.
That's great.
But you know, my mom, she hasn't always liked me doing you know, artsy stuff. But she's like, there's gay people there. And
You're what?
she's like, there's gay people there. I don't want you there. And I'm like, too late, mom. Really late.
Wait, so what are you? Are you straight or gay or bi? You're gay.
And yeah, just out to my family and everything. But yeah, it's I think my mission in life is just like to give them as many heart attacks as they can. Just they really went through a roller coaster with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably still going.
Yeah.
But it's probably getting fun, right? I'm assuming it's getting fun.
Yeah, I think it's good. Maybe I'm thinking this could be the point in life where like I think I did the hard stuff already.
Right.
And then you know it's hopefully beginning to look up. You know, because yeah, I always waited for them to die before.
You're gonna wait for them to die?
Yeah.
Dang. I forget which comedians said this, but yeah, I heard a comedian say that in this career, the hardest part is the beginning.
I guess so. I really liked doing comedy through and through, so I wouldn't say my beginning was like rough or something, but and I just really liked it, and I didn't really care that I was bad.
That's awesome.
But I don't know. Maybe sometime around the second year or something, it kind of slumped down a little. There was a little bit less inspiration, and the crowd laughed a little less. And then I was like, maybe like it's not working out. But I'm glad I stuck with it because I realized that I'm gonna go through a few more of those slumps, but there's always something good like at the end of it.
Like that mindset seems like so hard to learn sometimes. Like, how did you become okay with sucking?
Well, because honestly, I don't want to like dramatize, but I felt like before stand-up comedy, I was sort of just like regarded as a failure within my family. So I was not academically excellent. I was actually I'm just bad. Like I'm honestly bad at school. I'm overweight, and you know, and I just.
I guess for Vietnam, you're overweight.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like every day, you know, they remind me of that I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
like massively fucking obese.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like, so yeah, like generally there were a lot of comparisons to my much more successful twin cousins, and who. By the way, shameless cross promo. They're Venom Shank from Vietnam Pro Wrestling. If so, you know
Nice.
it.
Oh, shit. I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
There's a British guy, like this, like ripped dude. You've probably seen him.
Yes. I think the British horror.
I forget his name right now.
Nate Newman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, but I think now it's just like it's better, I guess, because people kind of see more what I'm doing now, and they're like, okay, like you're going somewhere with this. You're not like, you know, fucking around.
You're definitely going somewhere because you're funny as shit.
Thank you. But yeah,
And you're following like your passion, like you're going after your dream life. And most people are not. Like, what would you tell those people that are not? But maybe they know what they want to do, but they feel scared to try.
Well, I mean, honestly, as someone who wanted to do so many things and like follow through on like very few of them, I would say I'm really glad that this is one of the few things that I'm like going through with. But yeah, I think the reason why I say it's so consistent with like stand-up comedy and now musical theater is just like I'm just like, okay, if this feels good, another day, no problem. If no one's laughing, if it feels bad, just try another day. And you know, I don't like to think about like long-term commitments. I'm just like, I just keep tricking myself to doing another day and another day and another day until it's like feeling better.
Like one day at a time.
Yeah.
Cool.
because if I start thinking like, this is what I'm gonna be like doing for the rest of my life, and then I'm just immediately like, whoa.
Where would you want to tour?
I want to begin in Southeast Asia. Definitely come back to Bangkok. I love it there.
Yeah.
God, maybe I want to move there.
True.
And just go Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Those are the countries I want to go in Southeast Asia first. Then, expand East Asia, and then, from there just go west.
True, right? In Australia or something.
And I want to do that. So that's been on my mind. I'm just trying to find either people that would that would kind of like pay for me to do that. So it's sort of like the deal I have in Bangkok, or I don't know, just try to save up for something, But
do you post your stand-up on TikTok?
I'm gonna go through footage, and then I'm gonna try to put out some content soon. I've always been bad about that.
Because Mad Rife got big through TikTok.
Yeah, a lot of people did get really big through TikTok, and I think personally for me, I know it's just a matter of consistency. I know I should be just consistent, because I do think I have like the kind of voice for TikTok.
Do you have content already like recorded?
I do, and they're not all of them are stand-up. Some of them are, but most of them are just like silly videos that I film, like real TikTok style videos. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I had one that went viral, but that was about it. Maybe one non-stand-up video that went really viral, and one stand-up that went like kind of.
Yeah. You should keep doing them, man.
Yeah, I should. I think it's important for self-promotion to be like, putting myself out there, and that's what also like flyering in in Bangkok taught me about. It's like, I think that was like the most transformative part about the experience itself. Not even more than performing. Like performing, I also like have a lot of breakthroughs, but. I think the most transformative part about it is the flyering. Yeah. Because when you put yourself out there to hundreds of people every day, and that like 9 out of 10 people are gonna say no, you're just you just see failure all the time. You're being desensitized to it. It's a very humbling experience.
Right.
But you gotta and then it's a practice of tenacity. Like, are you gonna see that, and then you feed into that, and you'll be like, okay, maybe I won't make as much noise. Maybe I'm gonna just chill the fuck out because no one likes me, or I'm just like, no, I'm gonna get more sales if I harass more people. So I'm like, I kept harassing.
Cool.
And I realized I need to be this like gung ho about myself.
That's huge.
Because I have like a target I need to meet every day. I had to invite this many people a day to secure my living here. I mean, he was gonna pay me no matter what, but I just didn't want to let him down,
True.
So like I guess likewise, like I logically understand that whatever I do is for myself, and I'm the only one who can gain from whatever I do, and it's all because of that. But I never really fully internalized that. Knowing is different from understanding, right?
True.
So I know that, but I don't understand it, and if it's like not in my bones yet, I don't feel that comfortable like going out and like following through the noise just to like be where I want to be.
I've absolutely learned that skill too, because actually my dream career is to be a life coach full time. But I'm brand new. I haven't had my first client yet, so I just started. Yeah.
I think the thing is it's just about like putting yourself out there. It's just it's so hard. It's scary. I had to like basically get creative for one, but secondly, Lex also told me, he's the owner. He's like, it would be even better if you just come up to people and talk to them like an actual human being. Just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. But it's like, and you think the worst people could say is no, right? No. I've had this guy follow me for 3 blocks just to see me again and pull out the plier that I had handed him and throw it in front of my face.
The fuck? For what? For what reason? Just to troll you?
I guess. But I some people just don't like having their personal space, and that's fair. I try to just leave the flyer on the table, unless they seem interested. Then I would like talk to them. But I don't know. Maybe I've like accosted him a bit too hard. You know. I don't know. But yeah, I try not to like legitimately harass people. But yeah, But I think it's just like if you could get over that, it kind of primes you for the rejection of the stage too. Like, it's important not to like dwell on like a joke that didn't land, because you have many more jokes to land.
Nice.
You know, and like sometimes it happens to me where like I do a joke, it doesn't land, and it gets to me for the next few jokes that should have killed.
You're learning a lot really young.
I mean, I like learning by doing, for sure. I mean, yeah, I just like doing stuff. You know?
It's like your learning style, right? Like, so not so much academics, but just like doing the thing.
Yeah, I was very convinced for the most part of my life that I was like stupid. Like, actually, like people would call me the R word, and I'm like, okay, that's fair. You know, but I'm realizing like, wait, no, it's just, I wouldn't call myself smart yet, but I'm not dumb.
I mean, you have a lot of self-awareness. More than people older than you.
I mean, I guess there's still like, you know, a long way to go in terms of that, because, you know, so many blind spots. But I mean, I appreciate because I have good friends, you know, because when I do stand-up comedy, when you're a kid doing stand-up comedy, most of your friends are going to be bigger than you, like as in older than you. And yeah, like, you know, bigger kids, sometimes they bully you, but sometimes they also give like really good advice because they've been through it. So I'm really blessed to be hanging out with like the good kids. You know?
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's here and there all the time, but yeah, at least I'm glad that like I have like a good people telling me good things.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
Do you believe in law of attraction?
Yes, I do. I would say there are many iterations of it. So I know it exists, but I just need to figure out like what's the iteration that I could comfortably rely on. So I just try to like come up with my own theories and stuff.
Yeah, how would you define it?
I think the law of attraction is that it's just it's kind of like when people say like everything happens for a reason. I don't necessarily agree with that all the time, but like it does feel like, okay, when you string random bits of information into a story, you see it kind of like in a trend, right? So I first met Lex when I was like 19, and I did my first 30 minutes. It was good at some parts, but some other parts it sucked. And he didn't have like a super high expectation of me as a comedian, but he thought I was promising. But
You thought you were what?
he thought I was promising, but he didn't think I was the best. So when he brought me over, like he had quite an expectation about like what to expect from me, like the quality wise, and I'm glad that I got to surpass it. But maybe like that L in that very moment, if you string it together, maybe it was better in the long run. I don't know, because what if you saw me on a day where I killed, and then it's like now it's expected of me,
right?
I don't know. I guess that's what I'm saying. But also, law of attraction is just more like, you know, whatever you need and whatever you're willing to open yourself up for, you will get it. But yeah, I think so. It's just, but I'm like a half-assed spiritual person, just very half-assed. But I do think that's like a very real thing because, like for example, I notice it when like you wear better clothes, you get different treatment. And it's just not just the external thing. It's like when you change a few things about like what you say, just like very minor details. Sometimes it can produce results.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and that's why I also am careful of the language I use to describe myself or like other people.
That's really smart.
Right. Because like I used to, whenever I didn't like something, I was like, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. But I was just like, I don't know. I felt like the more bullshit was happening to me, the more I said the word bullshit. I don't know. That's just the way that I string it together. But I noticed it's like definitely less complaining is means a better viewpoint.
Yeah, it's healthier.
Yeah.
And I saw that you censored the R word.
What?
I saw that you censored the R word.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like I'm still kind of bad. I actually do say it sometimes, but
Me too.
because I'm like it was maybe not good to say it on a podcast, but like it was a word that was like used to describe me for like a so I was
Okay.
yeah, but I know I'm not actually, so I probably should.
You're definitely not.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just beginning to kind of realize that like I'm not dumb. But
Good.
yeah. That's all. And I lost the fucking plot. I don't know what was.
It's all good. Shoot, man. That's it. And if anybody calls you dumb, it's because they feel they are fucking stupid.
I mean, well, I don't know that. I don't know. It's just. I guess well when they have like very clear ideas of like what it means to be smart and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, maybe the idea is a little bit bigger than what they're thinking, and yeah, but I totally understand if someone thinks that I'm dumb because it's just like, well, if it's according to how they think of smartness, then it's true, I'm dumb. Like I never did well in school. I'm not really the best with logic and other stuff like that. And yeah, like I was always behind my peers.
I mean, like, what is intelligence?
Well, just I don't know how people think of intelligence, but how I think of intelligence is it's just more like the being aware of what you're dealing with and like how to deal with it. Like for example, like people might think that like using long words or like being very eloquent or whatever, speaking like you're in a spoken word performance is intelligence and eloquence, and that could be. You do need some brain power to get all of that long ass syllables into your brain. But to me, I think intelligence is more like someone who is able to channel that, but also recognize like, hey, I'm in a casual conversation right now. How do I, like integrate myself into that without, without causing a fuss, basically. So intelligent people to me are the people who are like just aware and can like adjust to what they're in.
I feel like comedians are very aware. Like they have really high EQ.
I would say EQ is like a good ingredient for a good comic for sure. And maybe I think that's what I would lean into more because I would say I have like a higher EQ than my IQ. But I guess that's typical of artists, right?
I feel like you're way smarter than you think you are.
Well, I don't know. It's just hard to quantify.
Because I feel like EQ and IQ go together, man.
Could be. Sometimes I do see people who have high IQ and don't have high EQ.
I've seen a lot of people with high IQ and low EQ.
Yeah,
but then people that have high EQ usually have a high IQ too.
I mean, so, but I'm never been good at the natural sciences. I don't know why I study biochemistry. I genuinely suck at it. But I just want to make lotion. That's my other.
You make lotion.
Yeah, like
nice.
Cosmetic engineering.
Cool.
Like, because I just like beauty products and stuff. I like talking about it a lot. I have like a little blog or something.
Nice. Shit, didn't know that.
So it's like if I'm not a comedian, I would probably do that.
So you can do both.
Yeah, I want to. My thing is, I want to do too many things, and I'm afraid that like, yeah, it might not come through because I got too greedy. So yeah, and maybe that's not the smart thing to just be doing too much. But yeah, I find myself like burnt out sometimes. Like, yeah, that's not a good job of regulating. I mean, I could do a better job, and I'm gonna learn how to. So I'm like, there's no need to be harsh to myself. But as of right now, not a good job, and that's fine.
How do you recharge yourself?
Drugs. I mean,
what kind of drugs?
no. I mean, just people. I am like an introvert in the sense that like I don't necessarily like talking to new people. But I don't know because it's just kind of like podcasts are okay though. You're fine because I'm like because I know we're probably talking about like more
nice
in-depth issues and stuff like that. But usually I can't deal with like the little bit of foreplay that goes in before you talk about something for real. But that's okay. Sometimes I can deal with the foreplay. But yeah. What was the question again?
That's okay, fuck it. This is my first time doing an episode, I think, at a bar, and the first time we get thunder.
Oh.
That must be a good sign.
How long have you been doing this?
A little over a year.
Okay.
Yeah, by myself, but with Connor before that, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it might be a good time. It's a special episode.
Yeah.
This episode was like the trajectory of us actually trying to meet up.
Yeah.
Has been crazy.
I'll get that fucking pod next time. Because there's just really cool private pods in there for 2 people and it's face to face. But actually my other camera didn't work anyway, so it's okay.
But that is cool. We were getting spiritual for a second, man. Talking about.
It's inevitable if you hang out with me.
Well, technically, a lot of my friends are spiritual too.
Good.
And I like that. I actually got a tarot reading yesterday.
By who?
My friend, Babel. He's a drag queen. And, just asked him about some stuff, but I think of it like tarot cards are just good, even on the logical standpoint, because it's just kind of like when you have a bajillion things that you could do to improve the situation you're in, you kind of don't know where to begin. Sometimes it's better to just string a story and that says like, okay, like the next coming months are like the months of fire or something. You're going to charge forward. So you need to be like focusing on this, and this. At least you know where to begin. True. It's kind of like just rolling the dice and being like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. And it's all good. No matter like how you interpret it, right? But yeah. So sometimes you just there's a bajillion things, right? And you're bound to forget some of them. So sometimes it's nice to have a card remind you, like you turn to the back and you say like, hey, just remember what you still have and don't cry over what you lost. And so some shit like that, you know, like. So yeah, I don't know if they're like all that like magical or not, but I do know that it's like it's a good way to like just know where to begin and like how you're gonna navigate things. But I do believe in a certain like some sort of like I think synchronicities are like
dude, yeah. Synchronicity.
For sure. So
what do you think about gut feelings?
Gut feelings. It's hard because everyone's like follow your gut, trust your gut, follow your instincts. And I'm like, yeah, there's I guess there is an instinct, but also I think it could just be like, you know, like conscious or subconscious, right? So if you're like consciously thinking about something, sure, but if it's just like I do this thing where like someone does something and I'm just like, my brain immediately goes to the fact that like, oh no, they probably don't like me, and my brain immediately goes there, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I do know that sometimes the first voice that comes to my head is a voice of like hurt. You know, like the first thing I think of is usually like a negative thing. So I always try to counter it with like another thought that's like, wait, hold on, let's try to see it a different way. So when people cancel on me or shit, like that's what I had to do to like, you know, basically not take shit personally. But I don't know what people are referring to when they're saying listen to your gut or your instinct. Like, is it the first voice or the second voice?
Definitely not the one that's saying, what if they don't like me? Definitely not that one.
Right, because, like, come on. Is anyone that important? Just kidding. But, yeah, I'm just like, it's been great realizing that, like, I don't fucking matter that much. And I mean that in, like, the best fucking way. No, like, this whole, like, suffering or whatever, like, I don't have to, like, I used to just insert myself into a tragedy or something. I'm like, this is not my fault.
Did it feel like familiar?
Kind of. So now I'm just like, no, bitch, please.
Yeah, right, yeah. So,
but yeah, it's just, it's been slow realizing that, but
no, but you're way ahead because you're 21 and you're figuring this out now. Like, you're way ahead.
Sometimes I'm also scared that, like, you know, I'm thinking like, yeah, like I'm ahead right now, and then, like, you know, I might just kind of fall back on it and just like, it's okay. So I always try to be vigilant about this stuff, at least until I'm like 25, where I'm like, my personality has kind of like more solidified a bit. Then I could feel more comfortable about, you know.
Like, you are ahead, but there's no finish line.
Right.
That's the thing.
But it's okay. I think I'm just trying to see, and ahead or not, like, it doesn't even matter to me.
Right,
you know?
it doesn't matter.
Because I'm just like, I'm ahead, but like I'm still behind of something.
That's true. All of us, all of us.
So I'm just like, yeah, no, I just need to like not feel like I'm behind on something, which is gonna be hard. But
why? What makes it hard though?
What makes it hard?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I would say it's just like the constant feeling like I need to be doing something, or like
be productive,
or be forgotten, and like I'm just like, sometimes I do fall into that kind of fallacy, and I'm just like, no, I just like, you know, it's scary being like forgotten. Like, I'm just like, what if I come back and like no one hits me up for shows and stuff, and then I'm just like, well, great
TikTok.
I'm like, that's where I can pour my stuff out.
The thing, if you're on TikTok, then you're just constantly just being shared all the time without you even having to do anything.
Essentially, yeah, that's what it is. And I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, set up something there, see how that goes, and, you know, like, put together like a little portfolio.
Cool.
Of stuff of my comedy and my musical theater stuff.
Or like, send me some content and let me see if I can edit or cut some reels or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'm also like just trying to like tinker with stuff and like, try to cut it myself.
Cool.
You know, like, damn. This is so crazy. Like, but yeah, I think it's gonna be good though. It's like, you know, I'm gonna try to come up with something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, it's been almost 1 hour of podcasting. Yeah. Next to the lady bars.
Yeah. Lady
Have you been to one before?
What?
Have you been to a lady bar before?
Yes, I have. My friend took me.
Yeah.
Matt from Killsong.
Nice.
Actually, Damien also went. It was fun. I think that was actually right after Kosoma or something.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it was alright. I mean, fun. I have no use for a lady bar.
Right.
I was just like, but it is nice talking to like just hot people in general. I don't know. Even if you're not like attracted to them, it's like because I just broke up with my boyfriend like in Bangkok, and then like that very same day I was taken to a go-go bar, and I'm just like,
damn.
I was just like trying to make conversation with this girl, and she's like having her ass in my face, and I was like, you know I'm gay, right? And she's like, yeah, honey, I know. That's why my fat ass is in your face.
What? She was practicing?
She was just like practicing, so we was like chilling, and then I was going with a group of straight guys, and they were just looking at me having. They wanted to go for it, but.
Wait, how long were you with your boyfriend?
I was with him for a year.
1 year?
Yeah.
True, man.
Yeah.
How are you handling the breakup?
The breakup, I think it's all right. I think people fall out of love. It's normal.
What does that mean, though?
Like, as in, like, you know, just as you can fall into love, you fall out of love. Like, it happens, you know. And
the thing is, I don't know what falling in love means anymore. Like, because it used to like dominate my life, man. Like, it made me do a lot of mistakes, actually.
Yeah, I think just. I mean, there's a difference between love and limerence, right? Like, sometimes I get caught up in love, and then sometimes other times in limerence, it's just like an obsession. And I'm like, you know, limerence is not sustainable.
Is this like infatuation, like that? Like
infatuation, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like, you know, I was more into him than he was into me. So I'm just like, oh, actually, but that can't work too, because, you know, I can't stretch my arm that far. You know, and he's not even willing to hold, you know, move his pinky. So how are we gonna hold hands? So I think that's why it's like, you know, you kind of know it's over when you're putting in too much effort. People think that like putting in a lot of effort is good, but until you realize it's like, if you're the only one putting effort, then that's not what you should be about.
Did you end it?
I mean, I ended it, but that was after like we didn't talk for like a long time. So technically he ended it.
But I guess he didn't like straightforwardly say it, right?
He just didn't text me for 3 weeks.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I'm not here to talk shit about him. I'm just like, it's okay. Like, you know, people come in and out of your life in like certain points in time. Like we were in each other's lives when we were supposed to be.
True, right?
And now I'm gonna burn his house.
Where does he live?
Because he lives
in Saigon.
He used to live here, but like he moved away. So I think like he moved away, and he was like, we can do long distance. And like, cool, let's do it. And then he just never called. So yeah, I'm just like, it's okay. Like, you know, we were only supposed to be together for that amount of time. That was fine. And he was only supposed to have his house in Vietnam for that amount of time, and that's also fine.
True, man. It works out, man. In the end, better for you, man. Cheers.
Thank you. I'm gonna suck the rest out of it. Oh, this is good. Yeah. I mean, this is I'm still like trying to be super duper rational. I'm not above being bitter. No one's above being bitter. But well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not enlightened enough to know that. But yeah, I'm just like, it's okay. It's a feeling. It will pass.
Yeah, it will pass. For sure.
But if anyone happens to know like bisexual bear who works in STEM and has an abysmal social media following, get me his number.
Is that in STEM?
Yeah.
What is that?
In STEM, you like STEM, like, you know, science, technology, engineering, math.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. Like, so it's like the sciencey stuff. So yeah, I think that's a type of man. Like I feel like I burned through quite a bit of those.
I think like is this like Andrew Huberman or something like?
Shit, I don't know like, who Andrew Huberman was, but it was like just yeah, I don't know.
But gay, like a gay Andrew Huberman.
Specifically bi for some reason.
Specifically
the
bi.
last three guys, I don't know. I just noticed that pattern.
Ah, so
They were all bi older guys who work in science and never post online. Recluse. I don't know, but yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna learn how to be like be by myself.
that's a good skill, man. I'm just learning that like, yeah, this year.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be one of those people who are like, it's like impossible for them to be single.
That was me.
You know, like always in and out of relationships. Right?
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mean, yeah, I just,
yeah, it's not good.
I see like the kind of shit like it strings you along, and maybe it's good to recharge and like grow for a bit in between relationships. It's not fun though. I want like like hugs or something like now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's okay. It's okay. I need to prepare myself for the hugs.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, any final thoughts for the listeners?
Final thought. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's very very random, but I was talking to my friend AJ Miller. She's a comedian here, and she just told me that like in your life there's going to be multiple times in your life where you feel like everything has led up to this. It's not like a singular moment in a lifetime. It's like you will feel it time and time again.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in that like really weird transitional period or something. And I don't know. Like this is. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of selfish here. This is not for the listeners. It's just more like me when I listen to this episode again at some point in time. I'm just like. I have faith it works out. Like I don't know. Like hope when you listen to this again, it works. And yeah, and if you're someone else and they're listening to this, then just I don't know. Like check back in with yourself. Like make it like a time capsule or something. Because this to me is also like a pretty cool time capsule of where I am in life.
That's true. You'll hear it 1 year from now and it's like somebody else.
Probably because years between like young adult until 25, like that's a lot of change there. So
that's a lot.
It's like the final puberty.
Especially with your career choice, like you're evolving so fast, dude.
Yeah, I'm just like I can't wait until to see like a more settled in version of me because I know things are gonna move around, and I just want to see how that is, and then kind of plan other things from there.
True. It's a great ending.
Yeah.
All right, peace out, guys.